Elon Musk has just warned that it is game over for Ukraine if the Russians go ahead with their insane plan of conquering the Donbass region. How effective is Russia's strategy that will see them defeat Ukraine, which has a backing of more than 42 nations? What can Kyiv do to counter Moscow's war plan? And what do the military strategies have to say about the same? Join me today in this video as we explore Russia's war strategy that has just been revealed by Elon Musk. You will agree with me that Elon Musk is among the smartest people in the world today. He is popularly known as a tech genius, but has also proved that he is equally a military genius. He is the kind of man that is invited to speak to the US Air Force cadets. He just did that in the Air Warfare Symposium of 2020. The tech billionaire has shown a great interest in the Russo-Ukrainian war from the time Putin invaded Ukraine. He has now warned that Russia's troops may finally stop Ukraine's resistance. Musk fears that Putin's generals have a super strategy that will totally destroy Ukraine and bring the war to an end. Here is the strategy. The Tesla CEO has now revealed that Putin's army seeks to totally destroy Ukraine's railway infrastructure in the Dnipro region. Valentin Roshenko, the chief of Ukraine's regional military administration, has also confirmed the same, by saying that Russian missiles that hit the rail track have done some considerable damage. The overhead cables have also been severely damaged. But then why is the Russian army targeting Ukraine's railroad? Musk has now revealed that Ukraine's railway tracks are a special target because they have been a symbol of the country's resistance. The rail track is used to transport weapons, medical aid, and food supplies to the Ukrainian soldiers who are fighting in the war-torn places. The troops and other humanitarian aid workers are also using the rail track to evacuate millions of people who are fleeing the war. The latest reports from the United Nations show that more than 13 million people have so far been displaced since the war started. 5 million of these people have fled to the neighboring countries as refugees, while there are still 8 million displaced within Ukraine. It's very sad. The Russians are not happy considering that the railroad has so far brought some important world leaders to Kyiv, such as EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, and the leader of the German opposition, Friedrich Merz. Business mogul Elon Musk also said that the railroad is being targeted for economic purposes. The railroad has always been used in transporting goods for export. After destroying the railroads, the Russian soldiers are now capturing the major ports in Ukraine. This move has seriously disrupted the weapons that the country was receiving as aid from abroad. In this event, the weapons are now passing through the neighboring countries such as Poland and Slovakia. Russia is now blocking the Black Sea coast, which Ukraine was using to export wheat, chemicals, and steel. The Russians have captured the seaport of Odessa, which is of strategic importance to Kyiv. The president of war-torn Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, claims that Russia has blocked over 22 million tons of grain in Ukrainian ports. The over 22 million tons of grain includes barley, sunflowers, and other crops. It is rather unfortunate that the Russian troops are now consuming and selling the stolen grain. Blocking of Ukraine's ports has led to a worldwide food catastrophe. The food crisis comes at a bad time when the world is battling the economic effects of COVID-19. And there's also a looming financial crisis. The prices of oil and natural gas have also increased after Russia was sanctioned by the US and her European allies. According to Musk, the Russians are likely to dominate in the land and sea battles. But then, all hope is not lost for Kyiv as they can now capitalize on air warfare. The SpaceX billionaire Elon Musk has now confirmed that the US and her NATO allies will be playing a very significant role in aiding Ukraine's air force. The Pentagon is expected to use their hypersonic fighter jet, which they have been secretly developing under the codename Project Mayhem. Just as the name suggests, the hypersonic military jet will cause big trouble and disaster when it is finally used against Russia and Putin. The hypersonic fighter jet will travel more than 5 times faster than the speed of sound. It will also carry hypersonic missiles which cannot be stopped by any missile defense system, as the missiles move at a terrific speed. The objective of Project Mayhem is very simple and straightforward as revealed by the contracting document, which reads, "The Mayhem program is focused on delivering a larger class air-breathing hypersonic system capable of executing multiple missions, with a standardized payload interface providing a significant technological advancement and future capability." Elon Musk and his SpaceX company have been deeply involved in Project Mayhem. The SpaceX founder and the US will help counter Russia's efforts of disrupting the supply chain by launching the rocket cargo. This insane military technology will ensure that the Ukrainian troops get the necessary supplies and reinforcements. Elon's SpaceX is jointly working on the rocket cargo project together with the US Space Force. The rocket cargo is an excellent transportation vehicle. Unlike normal planes that travel in the air, the rocket cargo will be traveling through space as it moves from one point to another on Earth. As such, the state-of-the-art transportation vehicle will move at terrific speeds as it does not experience any form of resistance in space. As a result, the rocket cargo will be fully reliable and is a master plan that Elon and the US Space Force are using against Russia. Other than helping Kyiv in the battlefield, SpaceX founder and CEO Elon Musk has ensured that the country is connected to the internet via his Starlink satellites. As soon as Putin's men invaded Ukraine on the 24th of April this year, they started destroying Ukraine's internet facility. Ukraine's first deputy prime minister, Mykola Fedorov, did not hesitate to ask for help from the SpaceX CEO when their internet facility was destroyed. Fedorov made the request via a tweet that reads, "Elon Musk, while you try to colonize Mars, Russia tries to occupy Ukraine. While your rockets successfully land from space, Russian rockets attack Ukrainian civil people. We ask you to provide Ukraine with Starlink stations and to address saying Russians to stand." Thanks to Elon, he has now sent more than 4 shipments of Starlink terminals to the war-stricken country. Fedorov has also taken to his Twitter to share with the world the success of Elon Musk's Starlink in Ukraine. The government official's tweet reads, "Starlink's success story in Ukraine, or how SpaceX tech keeps us online. 10K Starlink terminals. One satellite can cover up to 5 villages with internet. Our new critical infrastructure, which is easy and mobile. Thank you, Elon Musk." Just as Fedorov has confirmed, Elon Musk's Starlink has been of great help to the people of Ukraine. Although the country is under attack, they are now connected to the rest of the world through the Starlink satellite internet. The internet also helps them to receive timely updates concerning the progress of the war. With that, they can escape any cities that are under heavy attack. Ukraine's military is also a big beneficiary of Starlink. The internet facility has helped the generals in Ukraine's army to effectively communicate with the foot soldiers, who are meeting Putin's men head-on. Ukraine's AI drones that were used to sink Russia's warship Moskva also rely on internet for them to function. Military strategists have warned that Russia is likely to launch nuclear weapons if NATO starts fighting them. NATO has a strong and standing army that Moscow cannot match in any way. Putin had early on put Ukraine's nukes on high alert as a way of scaring the US from joining the war. There is no doubt that it will be game over should the Russians decide to use nukes against Ukraine and other nations that are supporting her. The war of nukes is deadly as it would kill millions of people. The US, Russia, UK, France, and China are the only countries that are allowed to have nuclear weapons. They are allowed to have nukes simply because they are permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. However, they are not expected to aid other countries in either developing or testing nukes. It is, however, unfortunate that a country like North Korea has defied international law by having nuclear weapons. From time to time, we get to see North Korea's supreme leader and chairman Kim Jong-un test these nuclear missiles in the sea. Israel and Iran are the other countries that are said to be having nuclear weapons. Russia is a big threat to the world considering that it has the highest stock of nuclear weapons. It has 6,000 nukes and is closely followed by the US that has 5,500 nukes. China, which is also trying to cement its position in global politics, has 350 nukes. France has 290 nukes, while their neighbor the UK has 225 nuclear warheads. Ukraine would not even for a moment stand Russia's nukes. Putin has the largest number of nuclear weapons in the world. Russian nukes are of all sizes and types. It has intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and strategic bombers. ICBMs can get up to a top speed of 4 miles per second in about 10 minutes after launch, meaning the horrifying weapons could potentially reach the Ukraine from Russia within 5 minutes. Over the years, Russia has been developing better ballistic missiles. It is likely to use a Tsar-Bomba nuke that has an explosive power of 50 megatons. According to US intelligence reports, Russia may also use torpedoes, which is a more lethal nuclear warhead that is developed in 2015. Its explosive power is 100 megatons. It will be a game over if Russians continue executing their war plan of disrupting Ukraine's supply chain by destroying both the rail track and capturing the seaports. The US and her NATO allies need to give Ukraine military and financial support like never before. Anyways guys, if you want to see more interesting videos, click the video right above. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications enabled so that you don't miss out on the latest Elon Musk news.